Hallo zusammen. So today I originally had plans to go to the Mannheim Weihnachtsmarkt, but I woke up just kind of, I don't know, not feeling motivated to do anything. And sometimes I kind of go through stuff like that where I just want to stay home and not do anything, and like I haven't even taken a shower yet today. And I'm still wearing my pajamas from last night, and yeah, sometimes I deal with that, and I don't know what it is. It kind of comes in waves. Some of it has to do with being homesick, and I think it's something that I've always struggled with too. So, which is, I also deal with feeling very guilty about it, because I know that I have so much to be thankful for, and I have a great husband. Like right now he's baking chocolate chip cookies and because we already ate, well, I already ate all of the other cookies that we baked last time. I have my little dog here, Fritzy, who gives me a lot of comfort, and yeah, she's my little buddy. And anyways, yeah, I have so much to be thankful for, and yet I still go through these phases where I just feel like crap, and I don't even want to go outside. I want to shut all the windows closed and just hide in the apartment. And so at first I wasn't even going to do a video today because I don't really want, I mean, the channel is Jackie in Germany, so it's really just about my life in Germany. That's what the whole premise of the channel, what I wanted. But on the other hand, I also want to be real with whoever might be watching the channel. I do also want to be myself, and I've said before that the channel is also kind of, for me, like in a way, kind of like a video journal. It kind of, yeah, it's just to kind of show what my life is like in Germany and how I'm progressing and how things are coming along. And this is just one of those parts that I still struggle with, and I wasn't going to say anything on the channel, but I did. Okay, I don't even know if I've said before about this, but there was, not too long ago, I think in September, I actually applied for my old company, the company I worked for before I moved to Germany. I applied for them in September. I had an offer for a video interview, so they kind of have this process that they do, and they usually start with a phone interview, or this video interview, I guess is what they're doing now. And because I just got to a point where I'm like, you know, I have a lot of good days in Germany. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like this every day. I'm really happy a lot, and I love Germany. So it's nothing, I have nothing bad to say about Germany or living here. It's actually amazing, and I'm also in a very lucky and good situation because you know, my mother-in-law is here too. We live in the same house, and we live in the upstairs apartment, and because of that, so we don't pay rent. I've wanted to, but my mother-in-law, I think she's just really happy that we're here. And so I'm very grateful for that. We're in a very comfortable situation. Before I moved to Germany, so I actually had my own apartment, and at the time when I moved out, I was paying over $1,300 a month. I think now the same apartment that I lived in, it's now like around over $1,500 a month because the rent prices are always increasing. So that was already quite expensive for me just on my single income at the time. And And so of course you're not only paying for rent, you're paying for your food, your groceries, your internet service. You have to pay for utilities like electric and water and trash pickup. And so, you know, these bills add up over time, and it was hard. And I worked a lot of hours, and I also had, I'll just say, I had issues with depression even when I lived in Virginia. So I don't know if this is just an overall depression problem that I'm dealing with, or if it's or what would actually solve it. Would moving back home solve the problem? I don't know. I don't really think so. But anyways, so I applied. I had the video interview set up, and then you know, it's complicated because obviously my husband is German. He has a good job here in Germany, and he's in a very nice like position, you know. He's settled. He's also, not that it matters, but he's 7 years older than me, and I'm 34. So he's, you know, this is his career. This is what he's doing, and he's very well set up here in Germany. And of course, if we were to move back to the US, which is something that truly he doesn't want to do, which I don't blame him. It's not a good situation in the United States, especially right now. It's a nightmare over there. But then he would have to start all over, and he would have to, you know, and then there's the difference of how much vacation time you get in the United States. It's not like it is here, where it's much easier to find time to take vacation. In the US, starting out at most jobs, you're gonna get like maybe 2 weeks, which is, if you have a normal work week, that's gonna be 10 days in total for the year. And then you also have sick leave in the United States. So at my old job, I also had 2 weeks of sick leave. And then if you exceed the 2 weeks, you have to apply. I think I've never had to do that, but you have to apply for, I don't know if it's like a short-term disability or something. You have to apply for something, and it's just more complicated in the United States. And so anyways, that's complicated. And of course, you know, realistically, I would probably have to, if I wanted to move back to Virginia, I would have to start all over again too. And if I started with my old company, that would mean starting all over again. And not that I had like a high position or anything at my old company, but I would say from where I started to where I ended up was a lot better for me than where I started at the company. And so I'd have to start all over again. And my old job required licensing, so I have to go through that again and hope that I would even pass the test in order to continue with the company. And I don't know, it's just so complicated. Like, I don't want to leave my husband, I don't want to leave my dog, because if I did move back, I would have to see how it goes first. I wouldn't expect my husband to just quit his job and move to Virginia with me and take the dog and uproot everything. And then what if it doesn't work out with, you know, my old job? I don't know. But sometimes I think I never realized how attached I was to what I was familiar with, you know? I think that's it. And then seeing, I don't know. I never really saw my family that much when I was in Virginia, just because I worked a lot, they worked a lot. So it was actually kind of hard to even visit with them, even though I was only like 1 hour away from my mom and 30 minutes away from my brother. But it just wasn't always realistic. But, you know, I miss things too. I mean, I have a nephew who's you know, getting older. I mean, he's, you know, he's still elementary school level. He's still a little kid, but I still want to be involved, and I want to hang out with him, and I don't want him to grow up not really knowing me. I mean, I do travel back to the United States quite frequently, but it's still hard to maintain that bond, you know. And but then again, I'm like, if I was living in the United States, I'd be working a lot, and then I don't know. I don't know if I'm just idealizing what my life was like back home. I don't know, but I'm just tired of feeling this way, and it's wearing me down a lot. And I know that it's just in my head. I think that's the worst part. I know it's all in my head, and I'm making all this stuff up. Probably, like, I'm making life back there sound better than what it was. I don't know. But yeah, so basically what happened, sorry, I'm going on like a rant, but basically what happened with my last application from September, I decided to cancel this scheduled interview. I actually texted my dad to get advice, because my dad is really good at giving unbiased advice. He's not really like swayed one way or another. He can just look at things from an out-of-the-box point of view. And he told me, if you want to stay married, do not go through with the interview. So, of course, I want to stay married. I love my husband, you know? And so I was like, okay, so I didn't do it. And so I was fine for a while, and then recently again, I like very recently applied this month to my old company. Had another, I don't know why they even allowed this, but they scheduled me for another interview. I thought for sure they would blacklist me or something after I canceled the first interview, but I had the other, and I actually had a time and everything. It was supposed to be on Friday, December 12th, I think. I don't even know what today is, but I think it was, yeah, Friday, December 12th, and I canceled it the same day, because I think that I'm being irrational, maybe. I don't know. And like I said, I think maybe I'm idealizing what my life used to be like, and my husband is also very, very convinced that I will not be happier in the United States. And I don't, you know, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, everything my husband says is correct, and I'll just do whatever he says to do. That's not at all what the situation is. Trust me, I've thought long and hard about everything, but I am also myself convinced that that would possibly be a very big mistake on my part. And I've talked about maybe doing a trial run back home just to see for sure, you know, okay, let's give it 3 to 6 months, but I don't want to be away from them for that long. Like my husband and my dog, you know, I'm very attached, and that would be really hard for me. So I don't know, I'm a little confused, and like I said, I have a lot of times where I go a long time feeling really good and really happy, and then there are days where it just hits me really hard, and I've been struggling recently with this this feeling, and I don't really know what to do anymore. I'm really like, do I just have to live feeling basically torn apart? One side of me is in Germany and the other side of me is in Virginia, and I'm just always going to have to live with this feeling of being just ripped in half. I don't know. And then I'm like, Jackie, you're being dramatic. You know, people have it so much worse in the world, and you're complaining. You're sitting comfortably in a comfortable robe with a husband who cares about you, that cooks meals, and you have nothing to worry about in the world, and you're sitting here still unhappy. It's just, I I get really mad at myself a lot because I know that I'm so lucky and I have it so good and I have so much to be grateful for. You know, I have a mother-in-law who is amazing, who is like a second mother to me. My our other family member, my husband's aunt, she's always very good to me and kind to me, and just I'm surrounded by good people. I think Germany is really a great place to live. I think that the government in general really cares about the people. I feel safer here in Germany. I don't have to really worry about being shot or, you know, like just little things like that. I don't have to worry about losing health insurance coverage. You know, there's so many things to be grateful for here. And I'm also learning another culture. I'm learning another language. And I get to see so many amazing places that I would have never dreamed of seeing when I lived in the United States, because it was just too expensive to ever travel to Europe. And now I'm living here and I can get a real life experience of what it's like and what the culture is like and what the people are like. And that's a priceless experience to have. I really feel broken in half. I don't know how to fix it. And I know a lot of people really give me good advice. My family and you know, my family in the United States, they also very much support me being here in Germany, except for my brother Hunter. I think he would probably prefer if I move back, just because he's the one that has my nephew, and I think that he wishes that I could be there too, to really be involved with my nephew, because that really is something that means a lot to me, and that I want to be part of. But in general, everyone supports me in my decision here. And but yeah, I think I was struggling. I was like, should I talk about stuff like this in a video around Christmas time, when I don't want to put out negative feelings or anything, but I'm just trying to be honest with how I feel. And it does feel a little awkward for me to put that on the internet, especially in this state, where I'm kind of like, I didn't shower today, you know. But I don't know, it feels good to talk about it. These videos can sometimes be a little therapeutic for me, which is also good. And oh, thanks, honey. See, you brought me a cookie. Smells good. Looks good too. Yeah, Fritzy, dachshunds can't have that. Anyway, so I think that's enough talking for now. I think I'm just gonna leave the video like this. Like I said, I wasn't planning on, yeah, you're tired. I wasn't planning on uploading a video today, but then I was like, just talk about what's going on. So if you watched the whole thing and listened to me rant and ramble, thank you, actually. That's really nice of you. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think now I'm gonna eat my cookie and just kind of sit around in my pajamas for a little while and relax at home. And I teach a class in the morning, an English class, just in the morning. So that gives me something to do, you know, gives me a little bit of a purpose, which will be good. Yeah, so thank you for listening, and I really hope to see you next time. Also, bis nächstes Mal. Tschüss.